And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey everybody, I'm Tom Vasel, and today we're taking a look at Dominations Dynasties, which is an expansion, one of four for Dominations, which is an amazing game. This is my favorite of the four different expansions for the game. It lets you basically build your own dynasty, draft nobles each turn. Let's see why I like it. Each player is going to get their own dynasty board here, and at the beginning of each round, players are going to take these cards here that match the area you're in. You're going to draw 4 of them. You're going to pick one, keep it, pass it, until you have 3 cards. You're then going to, over the course of the round, before your turn starts, you are allowed to play one of these cards. They're going to give you special abilities. So here, for example, this guy gives you 3 orange and 3 purple. At the end of the stage, you get 2 points per orange node, 2 points per purple node. You'll notice there's kind of this guy just gives you 2 influence. That's a pretty good one to get at the beginning. When you place a land, your camp produces 3 of its domain. Monuments you build this turn cost 2 less. Wah! So these are great, and they get even better with the dynasties from year 2. Mastery cards that you develop or upgrade are 4 less. Monuments you build cost 4 less. I get 5 yellow. I can immediately upgrade an art mastery card for free. I get 1 influence per orange node in my civilization tree. And they get even better on the 3rd round. Here, 15 points. Boom! 8 orange resources. 1 victory point for every city level in play. 2 in each domain. So you're drafting these and you're going to probably play them. You only get to play 2 of each, but you're thinking about the ones that you play, because as you play them, at the end of the game, you're going to get points for an unbroken line of the same family. So these are 2 different families, but you also get points for unbroken line of different families. So if I manage to pull off something like this, I have an unbroken line here of 3 of different families, which is worth 6 points. Or I'm sorry, 3 of the same family, 6 points, and 3 different families, which is 4. But if I got all 6 to be the same family, that's 48 points, and all 6 different families, that's 32 points. It's a little trickier to pull off, but you know, it's possible, especially if you draft the right stuff. There's also more resources, more technologies that can be built. Mastery cards cost you 1 less to develop per one of these people that you have, per dynasty that you have in your dynasty. And here they cost 1 less to develop or upgrade. Republic, you get 8 points if you are the person with the fewest in your dynasty. So this is the 1 card, and here it is 16 points. If you build this, you might decide to play fewer than the 2 you're allotted. You start each age with 2 for each one of the people that you have in your dynasty, which is pretty good. Here you get 1 influence per person in your dynasty, or 1 + 1 influence in your dynasty. That's pretty awesome to get. This definitely helps with the influence. You immediately can play a card from your hand. This one was not in the rule book about how it worked, but you can actually play a 3rd one, and you kind of just play it up here like this. So it gives you a chance to play a 3rd one per round. And at the end of each age, you gain 2 points for each person in your dynasty, or 4 points for each person in your dynasty. So these cards are going to mess around with that. And that's pretty much what's in this expansion. There are 2 new objective cards that you can add and play with these, and these have these objectives here. This says 5 or 4 of these, and then you will score victory points. Now, I'm not 100% sure on how these work, but I think that means you have only 5 and not 6, and only 4 and not 5 or 6, which would give you a reason to build fewer of them. I wish this wasn't mentioned in the rules. I wish it was a little more clear as to how those work, but I think that's how they work. Now, I clearly said this was my favorite, but it is not without some problems. 1, The fact that they didn't mention that one tech card and they weren't clear on how those objectives worked. Like I said, many of these expansions feel like they were kind of thrown together at the end. I felt like a little bit better of an FAQ, especially if you're going to add this. It's already part of a fairly big game. It seems like that stuff would have been mentioned more. It's also quite difficult to get 6 of the same or 6 different, and that's fine, but there are these 3 cards here that come in the trading one, the 4th expansion, the spice one, which is actually my least favorite expansion, but these are just that you add one each dynasty, and all it does is it counts as the family of your choice. No special ability, but I like that, and I'll always play with these because that gives you something to draft, and if you're going for the points, that's worth it. But I like this a lot. Why do I like it? Gives you more stuff. You draft them, you get 2 boosts. There's nothing negative about it. You just take these extra boosts. You got tech cards that then give you benefits based off these people that you're adding to your dynasty. Or you can try to pull back and then maybe not build up your dynasty, give up some benefits to get points later on. Solid choice. I can sit there on turn 1 and say, boom, I'm taking some extra blue. I'm going to build a city. I'm going to build a monument faster than you thought I could build it. I love that. This is one I would almost play with every time, just because it gives you more things. It also helps differentiate you from everybody else, just a little bit. And there's, the pictures and the different characters that helps add a little bit of theme. Dominations is never known for its really strong theme. But I really enjoyed this one. It also has drafting, which is fun. It doesn't really lengthen the game out much. The drafting phase is pretty quick because you're like, ooh, I want that. I want that, especially in the Era 3, you're going to want all the cards you initially draw. But at the end of the day, I think that it's a lot of fun. It's easy to add. It's easy to teach. Definitely recommend it from me. Dominations, Dynasties. Dice Tower Judgment, approved!